Hello everyone, I'm back. I know it's been a while. I wanted to talk about what's going on in Texas right now. You guys hear about the Venezuelan gangs, and apparently AIDS has gotten to an epidemic high over there. I wanted to comment on that. You guys remember, I think it was some months ago, do you remember there was this black girl that went on social media? And I'm not even joking, y'all. She was ugly crying. You guys remember this? She was ugly crying. She was on social media. And she was literally losing it about, and guess what she said? She said that something bad is about to happen to Texas. She said this. She said something is coming. I don't know what it is. But she woke up from a dream and she was petrified. And she was literally crying on social media. She put the video on social media. I couldn't even find the video, so. Priscilla Boyer, Destiny Ute talked about this. They gave their commentary, and what's funny is that a lot of people on social media were dragging her. They were calling her a false prophet, and she was even saying herself that she had never considered herself a prophet. She woke up from, apparently she had a dream, and it was a disturbing dream about something coming. Some really bad things that are going to happen to Texas. She didn't say what they were. And then here we are with the Venezuelan gangs and the AIDS virus having reached epic proportions up there, apparently. And so I just wanted to talk about this because I wanted to circle back to the young lady who woke up from the dream, because I actually watched a little bit of this when it happened, and I'm going to tell you my 2 cents. Now, I had already commented, and you guys can watch these videos, about what I had said about, what I believe about Native American people and black people being tribe of Gad, tribe of Judah, prophetically seer-anointed people. And I wanted to use this as an example of, this woman may not have seen herself as a prophet, but she clearly manifested the gift, being who and what she is. Being that she is a member of the tribe of Judah, being a member of a seer-anointed, prophetically anointed group of people. She literally manifested the gift. And I really think that does give validity to what I've been saying this whole time. But I also will say some things that I thought were very interesting. Is when she was saying all this, everybody was dragging her. They were calling her a false prophet. Everybody was talking crap about her. You had people talking crap about her video. So you had people that were commenting on it, that it's like people didn't believe her. I was just blown away at the levels of disbelief and how people were dragging her. I'm going to tell you, for me, when I heard her say this, I believed her 100%. Like, I felt in my spirit that everything she was saying was right. I even prayed about it afterwards, and I said, God, I don't know what she's talking about, but I pray, please protect the people of Texas. And then here we are talking about the epidemic of AIDS and then the Venezuelan gangs. I am still, by the way, praying for Texas. And I'm sure people are probably thinking, well, Miranda, if you're praying for Texas, why hasn't it worked? We have to remember that in order for AIDS to take place, there has to be a lot of sin. You have to understand that we live in a world where sin is rampant, violence is rampant. The Bible said that we would live in the last days, perilous times. There would be perilous times, and that's what we're living in. The Bible also mentioned old men dreaming dreams and young men seeing visions. And so this lady was an example of that. And so we have to understand that sexually transmitted diseases happen due to promiscuity. When there is a lot of promiscuity, when people are sleeping around, when people are having unprotected sex with multiple people, when people are engaging in behaviors where they don't clean themselves, they don't take care of themselves physically, and then, I'm going to make a distinction here. When I say STDs, I'm talking sexually transmitted demons. I do mean sexually transmitted diseases, but I'm going to make a distinction. They call them STIs now, sexually transmitted infections, which are sexually transmitted diseases. And so that stuff is passed around when you're promiscuous. But people completely ignore the spiritual side of this. And the spiritual side is when people don't even realize that when you sleep with all these different people, You don't know what demons are in these people. You don't, in the church world, we call that the transference of spirits. That is taking place when you have sexual relations with all these different people. You're not careful with who you're doing that with. You don't screen these people. You don't get to know them. You're just hopping from person to person. It is you're both of y'all. You're passing demons to each other right and left. So I just wanted to add to that. This is beyond STIs. But at the end of the day, I just wanted to come and give my 2 cents, and I wanted to give validity to what that young lady was saying. I don't even know if you guys even remember this, but there was a lady, she had come on social media, and people were talking about it. She was ugly crying about something coming to Texas. It was really bad. She was ugly crying. She seemed petrified. I even cried when I listened to her. I cried because I felt it. And I think that, and to be honest with you, when people were dragging her, I actually believe that it gave more validity to what she was saying, because we live in a world where people glorify that which is wicked, that which is fake, that which is false. People will follow a false prophet, and they will persecute a real prophet. So the fact that she had said what she said and everybody was dragging her, to me that was a sign that what she was saying was valid. Because if you look back in the Bible, when God sent the prophets throughout the Old Testament to warn the children of Israel to turn from their evil ways, what did they often do? They often persecuted these prophets. What did Jesus say? It is among my own people that I am without honor. And this is what I saw happening to this lady when she was trying to tell people what was going to happen in Texas. She didn't give details, but she was apparently convinced that something not so good was coming. Here we are. It reminds me of when, it's no different than when Noah was building the ark, because God was about to destroy the world. Noah warned everybody, but what did they do? They laughed at him. They dragged him, kind of like what they did to this lady. But then, when the ark was built, everybody got in the boat, the doors were shut. It started to rain and flood. Now people are banging on the door, want to get in. It's too late now. The only people that were saved were Noah and his family. That is what's going on in Texas right now. I've been praying over Texas. I haven't forgotten about what happened in India. I know about that lady, that doctor that was killed over there. I also want to bring up that Ugandan athlete. I believe she was a runner. She got killed. Keep those countries, keep those women in your prayers. I know about that woman in France and how her husband had all these men rape her. This warfare against women is real. It's real. I'm seeing it. I peep it. I've been in prayer. And we need to pray for these nations, pray for the people, pray for those who are the most vulnerable. And if this don't convince you that we in the last days, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you, but I don't know. When I heard about these situations, I knew right away this lady was right. She was very right about Texas. And of course, like I said, this is how you know you're dealing with the real deal, because that's the person that's being persecuted, the one being persecuted the most. Because it happened in the Bible, in the Old Testament, when God sent the prophets to warn the children of Israel. What did they do? They persecuted them. Didn't listen. Hello? Look what Moses had to deal with. They made Moses so mad that he literally broke the tablets with the commandments on them, because he got so mad. Because human beings are something else, man. It's like, it's weird. Because when you try to warn them from danger, oftentimes the way they repay you is by turning on you, making fun of you, or just not listening, or dragging you on social media, making you out to be the crazy one. But then when it happens, right? Let's take seriously what's going on today. And I continue to pray for Texas, Uganda as a country, the family of the athlete that was murdered by her boyfriend, India, and of course, the doctor that was killed. The lady in France that was that was not murdered, but she was all those men raped her. We need to pray for these nations, pray for these people. And I know that some people may question, well, Miranda, if this stuff is happening in Texas, maybe your prayers didn't work. It's like, no, it's not that. You have to remember that God gives us a warning. We're meant to pray about it. But you also have to understand that human beings have free will. Human beings are using their free will to rape, kill, hack, hoe, and hew. Human beings are using their free will to sleep around. And in so doing, they are creating epidemics of sexually transmitted diseases or infections. This is human error. And when sin is rampant in a place, you open doors for the enemy. And the enemy won't take a foot. He'll take 20 miles. And so I think it's interesting how we got the Venezuelan gang taking over an apartment building while we're also having a problem with AIDS. I'm sorry, but sin is an open door for more evil and more wickedness to come right on in. So I can pray all day. And I'm going to continue to pray because prayer does work. But ultimately, I can't go against other people's free will. They have to make the choice. But I keep praying though. Everybody, we all need to be praying for all these different situations and for all the people. Because it's getting a little too real out here. And we need to understand how sin opens the door to the enemy. We went from STDs going up to now we got gangs taking over an apartment building in Texas. So sin begets more and more sin, and it doesn't stop. It does not stop. And people think that they can just sin any way they want to, and that it's not going to affect anybody else, when at some point it will. And I believe this is why things are happening the way that they are. Because when there is an open door, the devil and his demons can come right in. And it makes the situation even worse. So Texas they need to get that revival. We need revival worldwide. Because it's getting crazy out here. You all have a good rest of the weekend.